And welcome to my new Let's Play as promised. This is going to be a very short project, fair warning, but I have another very short project, an even shorter project to follow. So if that makes you feel any better, then savor this Let's Play while it lasts, I suppose is the best thing I can say. This is Splatoon, a 2015 Wii U game exclusive. I almost said game, but it's actually an exclusive. First of all, we are getting our first introduction to Callie and Marie, who host the multiplayer. Problem, this is a Let's Play. We're not going to be Let's Playing multiplayer because it's technically endless. But this is the single player part. Newsflash, newsflash. What is it? What is it? Inkopolis' great Zapfish has vanished. Wait, seriously? If it isn't recovered soon, are we gonna lose power? I'm sure it's fine, probably. I wonder if it has anything to do with that UFO crash. Sounds likely to me. That's all for now. Until next time, stay fresh. Full disclosure, this is actually the... Oh, welcome to Inkopolis. This is the plaza where all the freshest folk come to chill like krill. Most Inklings here are obsessed with the hottest sport in Inkopolis, Ink Battles, which are in that tower. We're not actually gonna do that because we have some other stuff to do, aka saving Inkopolis first. This is your shopping center for buying gear. We'll get into that at the end of the project. And this is the Battle Dojo, which is for 1v1, which again, I can't show because I'm only one person. Well, I could show it. Next we have... Huh? Who's that creepy old dude? He seems like the type who could get mixed up in something dangerous. Whatever, why don't you just head to the lobby? I don't know why they tell you to go to the lobby first and ignore the single player. The camera is freaking out like crazy because motion controls, which I am turning off. So, voila. Game saved. Now, this is actually remotely playable for Let's Play. So, long story short, this is actually my... fourth attempt at recording this? Maybe fifth. I've lost count. I tried in 2015 actually, like late 2015 to record this. And it didn't exactly work out. I accidentally went into the wrong building, by the way. So that's how focused I am, apparently. But I'm telling the story anyway, so it works out. Basically, long story short, I had audio desyncing every single time. So I'm trying a different setup, but I've also come to the realization that at the rate that this project has been going for the last year, there's probably going to be some audio desync regardless, so I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't worry about it, I'll just post-commentate if necessary. The Octarians are coming! No! Oh, I guess I lost my cool for a minute there. I'm Captain Cuttlefish, leader of the legendary Squid Beaks Splatoon. That look in your eye is the look I've been looking for. The great Zapfish that powers Inkopolis has been squidnapped. Nobody believes me, but it's the work of the Octarians. I just know it. They want revenge for the great turf war of 100 years ago. I've been keeping an eye on them this whole time, of course, but they stole the great Zapfish right out from under my nose. Please, you gotta help me rescue the great Zapfish. So I'm gonna take your silence as yes. Starting today, you are Agent 3 of the new Squid Beak Splatoon. This is your brand new hero suit. It'll help you fight the Octarians. What a great fit for a hand-me-down. Now let's go out and get those Octo jerks. So basically, these things, if you press ZR, you can actually reveal the Octarian hideouts and go inside. And also, by the way, I skipped the tutorial. There is actually a tutorial at the very beginning. I skipped it because it's tedious. And I'll explain things along the way. Left stick moves, right stick is for aiming, ZR is shoot, ZL is to dive into the ink, X is jump, Y is center camera. That's not really necessary in this mode because single player, you don't really have to recenter the camera at all. You mostly have to recenter the camera if you have gyro, but I'm not using gyro because, well, Let's Playing. But again, back to the original point. If this has to be post-commentated, I will do so. Not really crazy about making promises I can't keep, and I did say Splatoon would be next, so yeah. I thought it would be either Splatoon or Klonoa. The reason why it's not Klonoa is because I actually am terrible at the game. I'm gonna do a practice run first. Long story short, so that'll probably come in early November. But what's gonna happen in between? It's a secret. It's actually a request that I got. I had someone request a game to me, which is interesting. And it's not a game I would actually normally play, but it's seasonally appropriate, I'll say that much. So, yeah. We are going to be doing this game in a series I don't actually know anything about. So that's gonna be fun. It's really blind, because I have no interest in the franchise it's even from. As a multimedia project. Yeah, I'm not really into horror games, by the way, but that's a hint. Okay, so this is a part that you can kind of cheese a little bit, but I'm gonna do it the conventional way. Also, diving in the ink refills, so you don't have a traditional ammo meter, you have to actually just refill it occasionally. So you want to ink this tower here, or this column, and you actually get a secret item called a sunken scroll. Sunken scrolls are required if you want to 100% the single player, which we are going to do. This is armor. This basically gives you an extra hit. Nothing too major for the most part. Okay, going up. Let's see what else. Yeah, so some of this might be post-commentated, depending on how much glitches. Heck, all of it could be post-commentated. But basically, I was really stressing over the fact that I may not be able to do live commentary anymore. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, a lot of people do post-commentated stuff, so it's like, it's not the end of the world, I suppose. This is level 1, so this is really easy, if you were wondering. It gets a bit more challenging, but it's a really easy game on the whole. Well, at least the single player is. And that actually is a thing that is praised a little bit and also criticized a little bit. A lot of people actually are not crazy about the story mode because it's actually really short. You could probably finish it in about 4 to 8 hours, depending on how OCD you are. If you go for 100%, it'll probably take you 8 hours. If you go for just base story completion, you'll probably finish it in about 4 or less. And with that, level 1 is done. In any case, what I'm saying is, some for a $60 game think that's way too short. Others are totally okay with it. It's a very divisive thing. So time immemorial, a rare type of electric catfish known as the sapfish has been prized by Inkling Society as a source of energy. So that's just a little info file. That was the sunken scroll of Area 1-1. It's not officially called 1-1, but it's essentially 1-1. Anyway, as I was saying, a lot of people were really disappointed by the shortness of the story mode. Other people are okay with it because look at it this way. Most online games these days don't even have a story mode. Games like Battlefront and Overwatch and all those don't even have campaigns. So they're just mostly multiplayer focused. Overwatch even less so, it's very multiplayer heavy. But it's very divisive actually, whether it's actually a good move of Splatoon having a story mode if it's going to be this short. And I'd say it's a good move. I mean, you know, servers won't be around forever. These guys are basically octoballs, as they're called. You have to get them trapped in ink, and then you can actually take them out. Pretty easy. Up ahead is actually an interesting little skip that you can actually do. You want to cover this, by the way. Get them trapped and take them out. Piece of cake. Basically, this is actually a little bit of a skip. You're supposed to climb up this wall. You can actually just jump off the side and actually get the sunken scroll really easily. So you can avoid the squeegee robot. Basically, at the end of the day, if you like multiplayer games, Splatoon is good. If you like single player games only, then it might leave a lot to be desired, would be my basic consensus of the game. It's a good game, it's a good single player, it's just, I don't know if it's really worth it. I mean, sure, I feel like it is worth completing because it is so short. I mean, it's one of those games where to get all the mileage out of it that you can, you actually do have to 100% it. This won't be a true 100% because, frankly, getting all the upgrades takes a very long time. But we'll try to get all the collectibles at the very least. And by collectibles, I don't mean all the little upgrade orbs, I just mean all the main, like, sunken scrolls, and also show some of the amiibo stuff. This game has amiibo support. I don't have all of them, I only have 3 out of 5 of the unique ones, not the color switches. So, basically they unlock stuff. Some unlock content, some unlock little extras. So your mileage will vary as to whether the amiibo are worth it or not. I think they're okay, at least the ones I have. This is a cannon. Just basically shoot the cannon to take out the balloons easily, and also the ink desurface, because frankly, shooting ink while trying to hug a wall is not the easiest thing in the world. So yeah. First time I played this, I didn't actually do that. I didn't even know the cannon was there, so I actually just climbed up and shot the wall as I went up, and it took forever. But that's stage 2 down. Yeah, amiibo are just really not necessary for your enjoyment, but it does extend the game length if you're willing to shell out, well now, like 20 bucks. We Octarians dwell in a world deep underground. The individual caves in which we live are connected by a network of transport devices known as kettles. So these are kettles, which is kind of morbid if you think about it. They live in kettles, that's kind of dark actually. This level is pretty short. And by short, I mean not very. It kind of takes a while. Not too long, but, yeah. Anyway, back to the original topic at hand, since this is a pretty straightforward level other than the octocopters, those guys. And squid jumping, which we've already done to get the one scroll. Basically, what's going on is my main computer. I have a MacBook and a PC that was like a hand-me-down. Basically the MacBook's, I think its hard drive is actually failing because its write speed is really slow, and it's actually causing a lot of desyncing. So, the way I used to do it was record everything through the MacBook, but then that started to get really dicey, so I started recording the audio through the MacBook and the visual through the PC, which is why Paper Mario looks so dicey, because it's not a great quality PC. But just a little side note, this is an Ink Zuka. This is basically a special move in multiplayer, but it's also a power-up in single player. And this part weirds me out because this is actually the exact same gimmick as 1-1 for getting the sunken scroll. It's just basically doing a squid jump over to this platform. This is actually a harder squid jump than the 1-1-1 though. I also love ones because it's a very tight timing window because you have to jump at the very edge of the platform. Basically, then my MacBook started having more problems to the point where I couldn't even do the setup I had. The audio would actually be slower than the video, which is unusual, because this is a much smaller write speed required. So right now, I'm actually recording everything through the Windows. My current operating system is Windows 10, I don't know the exact number, but something Windows 10. Took forever to get Audacity to work for Windows 10, but I'm hoping it actually helps a little bit. If I can keep making videos, I'll be happy, but if I can't do live commentary, then I'll just, until I can get a new computer, which may be a while, I'll just switch my focus to post-commentating, I think. So that way I can still have videos, keep sort of turning out content, but also, you know, get around tech issues. So we're at approximately like 14 minutes, which is more than enough time to actually fight the boss. This seems to be an Octarian assault vehicle, but it doesn't appear to have an engine. Big question then, how does it move? It's frighteningly clear that the source of Octarian power lies outside the realm of established science. Once you clear all the normal kettles, you unlock the boss kettle. Which is basically a boss battle. It's nothing more complicated than that. It's a little bit of an anticlimactic aspect of this game, to be honest. The bosses are not good. Only the final boss is actually really good. The final boss is actually pretty fun. Most of the bosses just follow a very straightforward rule of three Nintendo kind of logic, which is a little bit disappointing. It's a good game. It's not a great game, I have to say. I'd give Splatoon like a 7 or 8, just because it's fun. It's definitely very fun, but it's also got some weird design choices, specifically for single player. The single player, if they ever do Splatoon 2, which I hope they eventually do, I hope they really have a good single player, like they really flesh it out and have a really complicated setup going. But that'll probably be a while. So as you can see, his panels flew off, so it's a bit more of an intricate pathway to actually get to the top. And actually, for speed tech, this one is actually kind of difficult, actually, this phase, because the tiles move. And actually, his frame window is very small. Also, a helpful piece of advice is, in phases like this, to wait until he actually jumps before you actually start moving. It's a very tight time window to actually get the tentacle and also ink the side in the same wave. So that was actually a very smooth boss run. I'm very happy with how that turned out, actually. So yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, it's like, if I have to do post-commentary, that's cool too. This actually is a very unique sunken scroll, by the way. This is not a traditional sunken scroll. It's actually a schematic for a special weapon that can be used in multiplayer. Well, it's kind of useless then, if you're only playing single player. Fast, you have the great Octa weapons on this side. At any rate, good work, Agent 3. Keep it up, it's a long road to the great Zapfish. Yeah, it is a little bit disappointing to me that none of the optional weapons can actually be used in single player. Kind of a bummer. And that's a problem I have with like other games too, like Battlefront, is they don't integrate the single player and multiplayer stuff very well, so it's like they don't feed into each other. Like, I like how in Overwatch the versus AI mode, which still requires a human team, still gives you experience points to level up. So like you can actually level up by fighting against computers, which is actually really nice. But that's besides the point. Finally, to end off, pressing the pause button, or start, gives you this menu, which allows you to upgrade stuff. Also, I forgot to mention that R, not ZR, R is actually bomb. But basically, we are going to save up for this one. Increased rate of fire, and also we'll be able to get this one at the same time, because through the next several levels we should get up to around 600 to 700. So that's next time. In any case, the kettles are actually all hidden around this little playgroundy area. Like, this is actually number 7. Number 4 is actually way over there. So I'm going to unlock them off screen, and next time we shall resume with Splatoon. So thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Splatoon.